We're going to try to tackle two issues here this evening. First of all, Bill Maher, a man who I have no use for except when he talks about terrorism and the threat of Islamic terrorism, and when he criticizes the left for not recognizing the problem, not addressing the problem. And he did it last Friday on his HBO show, and here's some of what he had to say.
He is for profiling. That's what he said. But he said we should do it the way Israel does. And like every once in a while, Donald Trump says something right. Because we profile already. We just do it stupidly. All police work is profiling. Discrimination does not mean prejudice. Discrimination means telling unlike things apart.
Absolutely right. Absolutely right. The redefinition and redefining of racism into anything anybody feels is offensive. That's not racism. There's a definition for racism. An inherent belief that based on race, one race is superior inherently to the other. Okay? And profiling is what police do. That's what they do. I mean, my goodness. It's not a racist term. Al Sharpton in the media made it a racist term after an incident on the New Jersey Turnpike when the blacks were stopped for no reason. That's harassment. That's not profiling. Profiling is what police do. So we're all messed up. Maher gets that for some unknown reason. He gets nothing else. And here's more.
But the FBI was told by this guy's father, who again should get a parade.
Yeah, I agree.
Told by this guy's, I think my son's a terrorist. And he's reading a lot of stuff about terrorism, and he's a big fan of bin Laden.
These are troublesome. I mean,
I mean, come on. I don't want to come down too hard on the FBI, but
well,
look,
they should have actually.
and also, he went to Pakistan,
right?
And stayed for a year.
But they investigated
Pakistan,
to visit Syria,
which just passed a law on how to beat your wife. Not what should happen to you if you do. How to beat your wife.
And he's talking about the New York City bomber, the father, who personally, I don't know. I don't know about him. I mean, I wouldn't believe anything he says, but he claims he told the FBI his son was a terrorist. And then, but the FBI has its hands tied. The FBI can't address radical Islam. It's been wiped from their manuals. They can't surveil based on suspicion of Muslim activity. Obama took care of all that. You can't interrogate someone by sticking their head underwater anymore to keep us safe either. Obama took care of that. And then you have now the revelation from the FBI phone records that they've released that the Orlando shooter, I'm sorry, of the nightclub, the gay nightclub, he told them when they were on the phone with him that the reason he did it was because of an airstrike that took place and killed one of his admired leaders of ISIS or Al-Qaeda or whomever. So he told us that the reason he did it was because of a Obama drone strike. So we're going to stop those now too? Remember, Obama always says, oh, we can't do that, we can't do this, we can't do that. That's what they want. It'll spur them on. We can't have Gitmo, or we can't say this, we can't. So we're going to stop the drone strikes now that you know that this guy said to the cops that's why he did it? Here's more from Bill Maher.
If we would pay people $100,000 to do this job, we could get the kind of people who do it in Israel. And again, we're just talking about a few questions. We're not talking about the rubber hose or sending you to a black site. Right. I mean, I don't think this is too much of a sacrifice.
This is one of the fundamental.
Yeah, well, again, Israel has very highly trained people. They don't have the traffic we have here in America. You know, how many airports do they have? Compared to here. So, I mean, it's a great analogy, and I wish it can be done the way Israel does it. But it's not like Israel just pays more and asks a couple of questions. They have very highly trained specialists doing this, and they ask very specific questions, and they know what to look for: body movement, body language, look in the eyes. They got it all figured out. And so far, knock on wood there, they've never had a hijacking or an attack on one of their planes, which is really amazing. And I do believe we have one more about Bill Maher's take on Hillary's take on this whole thing.
But Hillary says things like, the kinds of rhetoric and language Mr. Trump used is giving aid and comfort to our adversaries. That's what she said. But that doesn't really tell you how she's going to stop the attacks. She just seems to lecture us on how to be a better person. This is what I worry about with the election. If there's a terrorist attack a week before the election.
Yeah, he worries that it'll help Trump, I guess. I would worry that there's a terrorist attack anytime. I don't worry that there's going to be one before an election to help one candidate or another. I just worry that there's going to be a terrorist attack. You don't want to see that. Obviously, you don't want to see that. So, Congress on the right path, ladies and gentlemen, overriding the veto. By the way, overriding the veto of the president's veto of the bill that would allow the victims, family members of the victims of 9/11 to sue Saudi Arabia. Yeah, how do you like that one? The president said, oh, to put Americans at risk, blah, blah, blah. Senate didn't buy it, and Congress isn't going to buy it, and it's going to, you know, it is what it is. It should be overridden. It should be a law. Why shouldn't we be able to sue Saudi Arabia? Why shouldn't Americans be able to sue the Palestinian government, whatever the heck it is, when Americans are killed over there by Palestinian terrorists? Absolutely. They have privileges here. They have money here. We should be able to take it and give it to the family members without a doubt. Trying to be like a Canadian hockey player. No doubt about it. Whatever. Eh? Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow at noon and back here at 7.